all of you, with the school lunches here in Newfoundland, really?
I think there's been a lot of improvements made, actually. I have kids now that are in high school, but certainly as they were going through Mary Queen of Peace, there was a huge transition. So I don't know if anybody here has any more recent information. But there were a lot of nutrition guidelines that have come down from the provincial government, the Department of Health. And talking with them, I mean, we're running into some of the same issues, and so that's why these things take time. But a lot of schools did have contracts with vending companies, foods, fast fried, deep fried things, and they've taken years to get out of, because you can't just pull a contract. But I think you're seeing a lot of your options, certainly in primary schools. Junior high, maybe not as much, because that's what kids want. But again, anybody knows, given the choice, kids will choose pizza over, their chicken wrap. But I think more and more we're seeing better choices, better foods in the schools, and once we get rid of those other choices, then kids do start to eat them. One would just comment on here as well in terms of the kids here. I guess, kids aren't the purchasers of food. So yes, we see advertising. We know we all have kids that will come and ask us for things, and the answer often is just no. So I mean, families are buying food for children. And another issue I just want to make is that, we saw the adult obesity epidemic start to happen 10 or 15 or 20 before the childhood obesity epidemic. So it's not surprising we now see children in the same situation, because we've seen adults and parents, they're ahead of the curve. And these are now children, and often in that environment, that same cultural environment will be very similar. Yeah.
In terms of schools, it's actually a timely question and an exciting time. The Food Security Network is just starting to pilot a program called Farm to School in the province, where we're going to be. We're working with a national organization called Farm to Cafeteria Canada and Heart and Stroke Foundation. There's a little bit of funding to pilot this initiative here, and we're starting off with St. Bon's because they were interested in already starting on that path, so we thought that's perfect for a pilot. Where we're going to be, I think starting this year, getting a salad bar into the school where kids can actually walk through and hopefully serve themselves anything from the salad bar. And it's starting off to try to get more healthy food in, and then try to get more local and sustainable foods into the schools. We're also going to be working with School Lunch Association to start some planning on this idea and see where there might be potential for getting some more farm to salad bar programs in those schools too.
Great news.
I really didn't know anything about nutrition at all up until probably about 7 months ago when I started sort of reading about it. I didn't have a clue. And I think a program like that will do wonders in at least opening the door for people to actually say, oh, right, I'm supposed to eat this. But it's not supposed to, but this is good to eat. So I think when I was going to school a million years ago, or actually not going to school, when I dropped in to visit school, it was all pizza and fries. And then I became a high school teacher for a very brief time, and there were still pizza and fries there. So it's hard to say.
I think one of the things